Well, well, well. Today is a very special day. A special day indeed. Of course, it's International Talk Like a Pirate Day, which it's pretty special. But there's something else that's also special and takes a bit more precedence over that day. And that is Return to Monkey Island. It's here. It's out, and I've played it. I've played a good 4 or 5 hours of the game. And you know what? I wanted to come here and talk about it because, yeah, I want to talk about it. I was going to actually do a video on it already. I decided to kind of scrap it, because I was enjoying the game too much. Yeah, I know that sounds like an excuse, but it legit is true. Because usually when I do my recordings for videos, while I'm playing the game, I'll talk about the game, I'll say my thoughts happening. That really didn't happen with this game. It really was just me sitting here, enjoying every second, laughing along with the jokes.
Fine. I don't need you or your money. I can do this on my own. If I can't buy a ship, I'll steal one. I'm a pirate.
All right, to-do list. Still got it. This game's still cracking me up. And getting really giddy when it's like, oh wait, that's a reference from that game. That's this and that.
Tell me about Loom.
Oh, I'm so sick of pirates asking me about Loom. Get lost.
Say it.
Fine. You mean the latest masterpiece of fantasy storytelling from Lucasfilm's Brian Moriarty? Why, it's an extraordinary adventure with an interface of magic. Beat the rush. Go out and buy Loom today.
Yes.
Now get lost.
This is game of the year. So, the video didn't happen, but it would be remiss if I didn't talk about the game right now while it's still fresh and I'm still early on. So, what do I think about it? I'm sure you can tell by the tone of my voice and how high it is. I'm loving it. This game is so good. And obviously I'm going to be very biased because I am an extreme fan of the Monkey Island series. I grew up playing them. I've played all of them. They're all classics. I'm a point-and-click adventure fanboy, and these are games that I hold to a very high regard. They're childhood favorites of mine. There's something where every time I do talk about this game, it gets a little soft spot in my heart. It's a series I truly do love. When this game was revealed this year, it really touched me. I was so happy to see that, to wake up that morning and see Return to Monkey Island is coming. Ron Gilbert is back. Dave Grossman's back. All the original players, everyone. And it moved to being my most anticipated game. And it absolutely lived up to all the anticipation and wait for it. It wasn't a long wait, but it was absolutely worth it. This game feels so right at home. Even though there's been so many times since LeChuck's Revenge, which is where this game story-wise takes place. It uses references from, obviously, Curse Monkey Island and Escape and Tales, but it takes place after the events of LeChuck's Revenge. And coming after all of this, it blends together so well. And it's such a perfect continuation of just the characters, and even in terms of the gameplay and the structure of it. The talks coming into the game was that, it's Monkey Island of old, but taking it into a more modern approach. And you really do see that. They did a fantastic job when it came to this. All the puzzles I've done so far have felt right at home with Monkey Island, where it's like, okay, it logically makes sense, but there's certain ones where you have to kind of think a little bit outside the box. You kind of have to think of something really stupid, and it's like, okay, that's the solution of it. And it's like, wow, it was. Which I always love, and it's something I've loved with this series. It's just the puzzle writing. But even alone in that, the character writing and the characters, seeing a lot of the fan favorites, seeing new characters, the writing, still very, very on point. The wit, the jokes, all land. I have been laughing so much playing this game, and it's just felt right at home. Like things that just have never left. And even though I'm 4 hours in, I don't really see things changing. Like it really has just gotten better and better where I'm at in the game. And of all the games that have really been out, because there's been a lot of action games, there's been a lot of shooters and all this, it's crazy to think that my favorite game this year might be a simple point-and-click adventure game about a mighty pirate named Guybrush Threepwood. But it really might be. There's something just so simple about this series, and that everything just works so well with it. Like I've always had such a love for it, and it's been beautiful to see just everyone just getting so happy about it. People who've grown up with this series, people who are experiencing it for the first time. And if you know me, I never shut up about Monkey Island. I will always bring it up. So if you have never played a Monkey Island game, you know, this is a really good one to start with, honestly. Obviously, I don't know where the rest of the game will fall, but you know, it's a good starting point. It has a lot of things that someone who's starting into it, or maybe if they're new to a point-and-click adventure series, this might be a good starting point. But even then, go play the originals. They're all on sale for the most part, always, and they still hold up. The writing, the jokes, the gameplay is all still pinpoint perfect. So it's one of those things where it's aged like fine wine, and every sip is just perfect and perfect. So yeah, if you're a Monkey Island fan, you're already playing the game. I don't have to say anything else. You are playing this game. If you are unfamiliar with the Monkey Island series, or you've been maybe on the fence about it, go play it. I know some people have had issues with the art direction with this game and the art style. And the only thing I have to really say about that is I've actually really been digging it.
Expedition. The new local leadership.
I know people had like their issues with the art direction and certain things, but you know, seeing it in action, it looks good.
I'll try that.
Like, I like the look of this. I was one of the people at first. I didn't hate it, but I was kind of like, you know what? I want to see it in action and see how it looks in game, in motion, and just off of just images and all that. And with that, you know, it looks really good in motion. I like the look of this game. But I've never been one who got up in arms about the look of Monkey Island, because, you know, every game in the series is different. You look at Secret of Monkey Island to LeChuck's Revenge to Curse, all three distinctive styles. And especially when you get to Escape from Monkey Island, because that was a game that came at the turn of like the start of 3D. So you get that kind of early jank 3D. And then you get to Tales of Monkey Island, which has its own other look. And now it returns. So each game has its own distinctive style and look that kind of fits that game and what they're kind of wanting to tell with it, which I kind of like. So that's why I never really got up in arms about the art style. But I'd say, you know what? Give it a chance. Give it a shot. Because that's what I did, and I ended up really liking it. So, yeah, you know what? I'm gushed enough. I need to get back to this game. I need to get back and play it. Yeah, I'm really loving it. I'm digging this game. Go play it. It's awesome. It rules. It's funny. And you know what? Monkey Island fans eating good this year. We eating good. So thank you very much for listening, watching. And if you'll excuse me, it's International Talk Like a Pirate Day. I got work to do. Arr. Which really translates to play this game some more. That's really what it translates to.